child. There are pros and cons there. I felt in the past the quintessential con you can probably guess. Loneliness. That encapsulated fear of, in its raw core, the inability to just be with people. I can assume where that feeling mainly resonated in my teenage years, but that's for another time. Because at a certain point, I made friends, people that I had always wanted to befriend. So that encapsulated fear has since been kept at bay. Call it match made in heaven, butterfly effect, luck, you name it. But what about those who haven't met that random acquaintance? Of those who may have many people revolving in their lives, but none reside at the center of their existence. A bleak sun without planets to dance with. True friends. A long time ago in China, there were two friends, one who played the harp skillfully and one who listened skillfully. When the one played or sang about a mountain, the other would say, "I can see the mountain before us." When the one played about water, the listener would exclaim, "Here is the running stream." But the listener fell sick and died. The first friend cut the strings of his harp and never played again. Since that time, the cutting of harp strings has always been a sign of intimate friendship. Time to die. Ikkyu, the Zen master, was very clever even as a boy. His teacher had a precious teacup, a rare antique. Ikkyu happened to break this cup and was greatly perplexed. Hearing the footsteps of his teacher, he held the pieces of the cup behind him. When the master appeared, Ikkyu asked, "Why do people have to die?" "This is natural," explained the older man. "Everything has to die, and has just so long to live." Ikkyu, producing the shattered cup, added, "It was time for your cup to die." The Living Buddha and the Tubmaker. Zen masters give personal guidance in a secluded room. No one enters while the teacher and pupil are together. Mokurai, the Zen master of Kenin Temple in Kyoto, used to enjoy talking with merchants and newspapermen, as well as with his pupils. A certain Tubmaker was almost illiterate. He would ask foolish questions of Mokurai, have tea, and then go away. One day while the Tubmaker was there, Mokurai wished to give personal guidance to a disciple, so he asked the Tubmaker to wait in another room. "I understand you are a living Buddha," the man protested. "Even the stone Buddhas in the temple never refuse the numerous persons who come together before them. Why then should I be excluded?" Mokurai had to go outside to see his disciple. Three kinds of disciples. A Zen master named Getten lived in the latter part of the Tokugawa era. He used to say, "There are three kinds of disciples. Those who impart Zen to others, those who maintain the temples and shrines, and then there are the rice bags and the clothes hangers." Gasan expressed the same idea. When he was studying under Tekisui, his teacher was very severe. Sometimes he even beat him. Other pupils would not stand this kind of teaching and quit. Gasan remained, saying, "A poor disciple utilizes a teacher's influence. A fair disciple admires a teacher's kindness. A good disciple grows strong under a teacher's discipline." How to write a Chinese poem. A well-known Japanese poet was asked how to compose a Chinese poem. The usual Chinese poem is 4 lines, he explains. The first line contains the initial phase. The second line, the continuation of that phase. The third line turns from this subject and begins a new one. And the fourth line brings the first 3 lines together. A popular Japanese song illustrates this. 2 daughters of a silk merchant live in Kyoto. The elder is 20, the younger 18. A soldier may kill with his sword, but these girls slay men with their eyes.